I recently placed a Kosas order. This is a restock of some of my all-time favorite products of theirs. And I'm also trying a few new things. Most of what you're seeing on my face is Kosas. I think it's wearing really well so far. Let's go ahead and get started. I have a new Kosas order. A lot of these products are restocks, but I am trying a few new ones today. I've been hearing so much about the Cloud Set translucent powder. We'll play around with this, give it a first impression, see what we think, and I'll show you what else I picked up. I put a little sunscreen on my skin earlier today. I'll touch up with the Kosas DreamBeam. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I love this. I recently bought the bronze one, but I feel like it's too dark for my complexion right now. I just picked up the one that doesn't really have any color to it. They call it Comfy Smooth Sunscreen with SPF 40. Water resistant. This is also a mineral sunscreen. They use zinc oxide. I know you have to layer a lot of SPF on to actually get your recommended amount. I'll give it a good shake. You can see it has a little bit of a tint. I think that helps with counteracting the whiteness from the zinc oxide. It feels really good on the skin. I like to focus my sunscreen right on the center of the face. It's where I have the most sun damage right now. I feel like there's some sunscreens that don't work well as a primer before foundation, but this lays beautifully under foundation, which is why I've been using it so much. Look at how radiant that looks. Definitely a huge fan of the SPF. Just put a little bit of foundation over it, and now I'm gonna try the Kosas Revealer. This is their color corrector. This is in the shade Magic. It's their lightest shade. I'm really excited about this. I've also been seeing people just using this as their concealer. I'll take this Sephora brush and blend it out. It definitely blends out super easily. I think that's really pretty. I'm gonna go off camera and put on my concealer. Here's what I'm most excited about. This is their translucent powder. I put a little cream blush on. I'm hoping this powder will help mute all of that and make it look more soft. Definitely looks really pink in the container. I was definitely struggling with opening that, but there is a seal in here you'll want to remove. I'm packing up powder in my triangular puff. Those are really cheap off Amazon. Now we have a good amount of powder. If your concealer's creased at all, you can take a brush and buff it out. We'll press the sponge on the under eye area. It doesn't look too pink on the skin. That's always a good sign. This powder also looks really lightweight, not heavy. We'll see how this wears throughout the day. This is the Kosas bronzer in Escape. I've been using this for years. I had the old packaging and it broke. I honestly really needed to replace it years ago. They used to have light, medium, and dark, and then they expanded the shade range, so I wasn't sure which one was gonna be my right shade. This looks pretty similar to the one I was using. I'll be using my favorite bronzer brush. We'll dip in. Oh my gosh. I'm so used to having to really scrub to get the pigment out. That was a lot of pigment. I'm a little scared. If you ever feel like you have too much, usually I start even in the hairline. That way your hair can kind of cover it. This definitely does not look like the shade I was using. I'll have to figure that out. This is just so much more pigmented than I'm used to. Oh my gosh, look at that. Bronzer kind of looks a little orangey. I'm sad because they might have reformulated it and I threw my other one away, but I probably could have gotten a little more use out of it. So far, it's not looking good for me with this bronzer. I'm gonna go off camera and really work this into the skin to see if I can blend it out. Okay, I feel like I blended that bronzer out a little bit more. I'll go over my cream blush with the Kosas powder blush in Bliss. By putting a powder over a cream, it'll really ensure that it lasts all day. This is kind of a warm, peachier tone. Still has a little pink to it though. I also picked up their lipstick in Vegas. This is one of my favorite colors on brides, especially if they're a little more tan. I think this will be too neutral on me today, but we'll play around and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think this color is a little too nude on me, but I'll press it into the lips so it looks more natural. Their lipstick in Rose Water is one of my all-time favorite lip colors. It has a little more pink to it, it's less nude. It's not too bright, it just looks like your lip, but a little better. Most of the brides I work with, I use Rose Water, and then occasionally I'll use Vegas. I think that's everything from my Kosas haul. I love Kosas, love their products. Here's what it's looking like. The powder is not creasing on my under eyes, which is great. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.